everybody, this is Grace. And in this video, I'm going to talk about what many people call narcissistic fleas. It's the bad behaviors you pick up from, say you're in a dysfunctional family, you grew up in a dysfunctional family, and you pick up these bad behaviors from the dysfunctional ones. The ones, let's say, that have more narcissistic traits. I'm not saying the disorder, I'm not diagnosing anybody. This is how I see it, I could be wrong. Anyway, read the disclaimer. But yeah, you pick up these bad behaviors from whatever they are. They don't have to be narcissistic. I've mentioned in a video before, the people I'm around, the people I was around growing up and have been all my life, that's part of it, is, growing up around, you get used to that kind. And that's the kind you attract, that's the kind you're around, that's the kind you understand, and so forth. But yeah, and being around them so much that I had always thought that I could easily have behaved like them. But the thing is, there are some things I had picked up from them. That doesn't make me, like I said, they're more histrionic, the ones I was around, or did I say that? They're more histrionic, their behaviors, but they're also mixed with a little bit of a narcissistic type behaviors. And some of them I know were actually diagnosed with borderline personality disorder. But they do have that thing about them. It's easy to pick it up because you just don't really, I remember hearing when I was a student, about people who were in abusive relationships, domestic abuse and domestic violence classes. It was because they did not know that there was something other than that. They grew up with, grew up kind of isolated. They often isolate their victims. And that's all they saw. That was their norm. That's all they knew. They didn't think there was something different, really. And that can get in deep down into you that you don't realize. Just like you don't realize that some of your own behaviors, that's what this narcissistic flea thing is, your own behaviors can be just as bad. A little squirrel moment here. It looked like I saw lightning or flashes in those trees right there. In the middle of those trees. It was weird. Squirrel moment. Okay. But anyway, yeah, so I have seen this in myself, and I'm going to use myself as an example. And I've mentioned this before, that my doctor, my new doctor, I only went to the first time I went to that doctor, they ran some tests, and he had I guess a suspicion that I had a deficiency in vitamin D. Now, before I go on, the next doctor, which was the woman there that I saw, she said that, if you take like vitamin D supplements, you can overdose if you don't need it. So, people thinking, oh, I'm going to do the latest thing and take this vitamin, that's not a good idea. This is my opinion. I'm not a doctor or healthcare professional provider, but from what I've heard from mine, and it makes sense. If you don't need it, why are you taking it? See what I'm saying? I desperately needed it. Okay, that doctor was right on target for testing that. On this scale, I don't know where it is where you are, but on the one that I guess you call it a scale. It's been so long, I don't know. I don't remember, but I just got results from the second time. Now, the first time, mine, the number was 12. Well, under 20 is insufficient. It's bad. Under 20. Okay, the score. And mine was 12. Okay, this next time I went, she tested it again just, 2 weeks ago? Not even 2 weeks ago. I just got the paperwork in Saturday, and today's Monday. And anyway, it said that it had improved because I was taking the supplement that it was a special kind of supplement, by the way, that they had, sent me a letter saying this is the kind of supplement I got with the pharmacist. The pharmacist picked it out. I was supposed to take 2 of those a day, plus a medication, subscription kind, a prescription. Not subscription, prescription. Yeah, I was supposed to take that, but I know that my body, the doctor was right. The doctor was definitely right that I needed it. And my body, I have to take the medication slowly to see if I have any bad side effects, because I've had really bad side effects to both supplements before and to prescription drugs. So, seriously bad. So I go slowly. So I only started off taking one. Then when I went back in, I was still only taking one. of the supplements. And that's it, not the prescription one. And she tested it, and like I said, I just got the results, and the results were good. Now the results of it was that the scale goes from under 20 is insufficient, 21 to 29 is, I don't remember what word it was, but in between it just, it needs to improvement kind of thing. And the other one, the scale where it needs to be is between 30 and 100, okay, to be normal. But 30 is the low. 30 is you're almost back to that kind of like borderline, back to not borderline personality disorder, but borderline for, where you need to be on that vitamin D. Mine was 30. So it was in the norm, but the lowest norm of the norm. So she wrote, just to keep doing what I'm doing. So, and I told her that how I took it when this was the first time I met her and that doctor. And she was like, okay, well, we'll see what the results say. Well, the results say that. Around for this, when I started taking that vitamin D, I felt like it was like within the first day, first few hours, whatever, I started feeling very theatrical. Okay, now theatrical is one of them. It needs more definition, to be more defined than this. But yeah, with that histrionics, it kind of goes along with it. Oh, histrionic, yeah. I was like, whoa, this is weird, I'm acting so theatrical. And what I recently defined it as, it's like, what? Have I suddenly become an opera singer? Seriously. It's weird. It's weird to me. But I had read on this, and I didn't ask the doctor. There was so much going on. But I didn't ask about this part. But, yeah, I've read about it. It says it helps with depression. Now, that just doesn't mean somebody should go out and take, this because it helps with depression. I don't know if that's right. You read stuff online, it can be wrong, very wrong. This video could be very wrong. Like I said, I could be wrong. But, yeah, so I was thinking, I don't suffer from depression, so, well, what is it? But, yeah. I do suffer from ragweed allergies. So I have to keep cutting this off. You might not notice it because I'm sitting still. But anyway, so that theatrical feeling, reminded me of the people, I'd grown up with and I have seen all of my life is that type. And I can see that my behavior, if I continue to act this way around others at least, they would see it as odd. Okay, going on with that thought, carry on down there, but I'm not going to go that far. But basically I did ask, both doctors did say that I just wasn't getting enough. I asked what causes this, and they both said you're just not getting enough sun. Okay, and they said that's normal these days because people here use sunscreen, worrying about cancer, stuff like that. So it's not, an excuse to go out not wearing sunscreen. We all know that. We need the sunscreen and stuff like that, to help us so we don't get skin cancer. So he said that, both of them had said that's just the way things are going these days. So now I could carry on with this, like I said, I'm going to go a little bit, is to say that the people I know who are very, very, their behaviors are very histrionic, not diagnosing them, but their behaviors seem to be, they're really out there, is they spend a lot of time out in the sun. Okay, now you can't draw a conclusion from that. Just like I just showed, you can, but you can't really. It's not proven, anything like that. That involves medical and psychological professionals and so forth. But yeah, I just thought it was kind of odd and funny that I could see that I could easily have picked up their behaviors, and I worry at times. Like they are people who dress way out there. I mean, they wear enough bling that makes Mr. T look, like, anyway, puts Mr. T to shame, kind of thing. I think I've said that before. But they also just, their makeup stands out, their hair, if they're women, it doesn't have to be a woman, and their hair is way out there like a lion, and, now my hair is naturally like, seriously, I have very thick, very long, well, Yeah, my hair is long, all the way to my waist. I'm a tall person. It's probably about 3 feet long. I don't know. But, yeah, they make sure everybody notices them. Their laughter is really loud. Their speech is, the way they talk, very loud. Their tone of voice. So everybody, they might even screech whenever they speak, just something that's going to draw attention to them. And that's what I have grown up around and been around most of my life. It would be very easy for me to be like that. And so if I start dressing really funny, which you wouldn't know, but the thing about it is I always made myself like the opposite of them. I didn't do it consciously. I wasn't aware of it. But I'm a plain Jane. Well, being a plain Jane also means you stand out too these days, I told myself that since I've been, that about myself, since I've been doing these videos and stating that most of the people I know are histrionics. But like I said, these are behaviors we pick up and we're not really even noticing them. That doesn't mean we have the disorder. If you pick up narcissistic traits from the people you're around, that doesn't mean that you are a narcissist. It doesn't mean they are either. Leave that up to the professionals, like licensed professional counselors, not just anybody because they've experienced it, but licensed professional counselors. Yeah, leave that up to them to diagnose. Not, if it's you. You're not going to diagnose somebody you know. Anyway, here comes that car again. Or is it? Anyway, yeah, I think I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up. I'm dealing with the allergies, so anyway. If you want to subscribe to this channel, and you haven't already, you can click the circle. If you want to watch another video on this channel, click one of the rectangles. Like, subscribe, comment, and share if you would. And I'll talk to y'all in another video.